What's up, everybody, and welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me, and guess what, people? We got more gang war. This time in the form of Shang-Chi in Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, Gang War issue number 1. So, if you recall, at the beginning of this whole gang war, we saw all of the crime families meeting at the round table, and one of them was, of course, Shang-Chi. So we wondered from the beginning, what's his role in this whole you did? And we finally about to start getting some answers, ladies and gentlemen. Now, for those of you who don't know or unfamiliar, Shang-Chi is the supreme commander of the Five Weapons Society. Now, this is a secret criminal organization created by his late father, Zhang Zhu. And despite it being a criminal organization, Shang-Chi has been working his butt off trying to transform it into a force for good and, get up out of his father's evil legacy. But y'all may or may not know how that street life works. Sometimes when you want to do good, everybody ain't down for that. And a lot of people take that as a sign of weakness. So I wonder what it's going to be like for Mr. Shang-Chi. So if y'all down to find out with a brother, let's get it. Now, when this issue picks up, we shown a flashback 20 years ago, and Shang-Chi is with his father, Zhang Zhu, and Zhang Zhu is teaching him battle strategies. And he says to him, remember, Shang-Chi, all war relies on deception. Now, that's an important lesson. Remember that. Then he tells him, so tell me, my son, how do you win this battle? And Shang-Chi tells him, I feign disorder in my troops here and retreat to this valley. The enemy will think I'm vulnerable, but I attack him with my hidden forces from this bluff. Very good, Zhang Zhu tells him. Then he smacks him across the face. But you just told me your plan, so now I can destroy it. And he does just that. Now Shang-Chi is like, he tripping, like, wait, you just told me to tell you. And that's when he tells him again, all war relies on deception. Your move. Your soldiers are trapped and outnumbered. You have no choice. Surrender. And then Shang-Chi is like, no, I put myself into the battle. Then you will die. But, Shang-Chi tells him, but in this game, my piece has the 10 rings. As I fall, I break your army's blockade. And my soldiers live. And that's when Pops gives him a little Sun Tzu Art of War lesson. And he tells him, Sun Tzu lists 5 disastrous qualities in a failed general: carelessness, cowardice, quickness to anger, an over-attachment to honor, and excessive concern for his soldiers. You are careful, you are brave, you are temperate, but you are too wrapped up in concern for others and for yourself. And Shang-Chi's like, wait, for myself? That's not true. I just sacrificed myself to save. You think you're selfless. But this proud commitment to personal honor is monstrously selfish. And if you persist, whether or not you ever win the 10 rings, you will doom yourself and all who depend on you. So then we transition to current day in New York City. And a now older and now leader of the Five Weapons Society, we see Shang-Chi is back at that same table and he's practicing battle strategies just like Pops taught him. And we see one of his lieutenants, one of his father's former servants, now his, says to him, surrounded on all sides again, Supreme Commander? A tricky position. Then Shang-Chi tells him, that's an interesting understatement, Master Ling. My father would have called it inexcusable. You are not your father, Supreme Commander. Master Ling's words ring in my mind like a bell. They're all I've ever wanted to hear. But I can't tell him that, because as loyal as he seems to be, he used to serve my father, a supervillain who led the criminal organization known as the Five Weapons Society. Since I took over this society, I've sworn to make it a force for good. As the servant tells him, this way, Supreme Commander. And as he walking past the troops, the servant chimes in, all hail the Supreme Commander. And the soldiers repeat, all hail. And Shang-Chi continues to think to himself, but between my father's army and all of his enemies, I don't really know if that's possible, especially now that the gang war has begun. Then we see Shang-Chi and his servant overlooking the city of New York and all of the turmoil that's going on during this gang war. And he says to his captain, Captain Fang, what news from our scouts? Every superpowered criminal enterprise in New York is fighting for territory. There's blood and fire in every neighborhood, he tells Shang-Chi. The soldiers of the Five Weapons Society stand ready. Shang-Chi's thinking to himself, man, they so hungry. They were trained by my father too. They know how he'd proceed if his enemies were distracted by fighting each other. Then Fang asks him, what is your command? Shang-Chi tells him straight up, nothing. Nothing? Look, Captain Fang, while the rest of the city burns, Chinatown remains untouched. The people who depend on us are safe, Captain. And that is all that matters. But you seem unconvinced. Fang, he's kind of tentative. He don't want to speak out against the leader. And Shang-Chi tells him, speak freely. My brothers and sisters are far away, running the other branches of the Five Weapons Society. I need good counsel. What do you know? Only what everyone knows. Chaos brings opportunity. So if the other gangs see you doing nothing, they will think you are weak, and they will attack. And just then, that's exactly what happens. Vroom! An explosion happens right in front of them. So now it's go time. Then they look down beneath them on the ground level and they see this Lady Yulan and her vampire crew. And one of the crew members asks Lady Yulan, again? We see that he had a bazooka. He shot at Shang-Chi with a freaking bazooka. He on some real gangster stuff, I'm trying to tell you. And then she tells him no need, as we see they all jump down from the top of the building ready to go to war. Lady Yulan, says Shang-Chi, these streets are under the protection of the Five Weapons Society. You know you and your vampires have no place here. Lady Yulan tells him, oh, we just let you think you control this territory, Shang-Chi. So you let your guard down. That gave me the opening to sneak my people into your territory over the past few nights. They're vampires, good at hiding in the shadows. And now you're surrounded. So I am. And that's when Fang's like, Supreme Commander? And Shang-Chi tells him, don't worry, Captain Fang. I am Shang-Chi, son of Zhang Zhu, Supreme Commander of the Five Weapons Society. And that's when he releases those 10 rings. Boom! And he starts to wreak havoc on these vampires. And the guardian of the 10 rings of the Jade Empire of Taolo. And now he's giving a little breakdown. He's giving a monologue while he's whooping some ass. I like how this man get down. I am the master of Kung Fu. While he's got the rings spinning around him. Clan Yulan, Inner Demons, Hydra, and every other gang out there. I know you're watching. Now you've seen the power of the 10 rings. All I care about is keeping Chinatown safe. If anyone breaks the peace here, I will crush you. Supreme Commander, behind you, as one of his people tells him. And Shang-Chi turns around and shoots them 10 rings. Yeah! That's when it's revealed that it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man has entered Chinatown. Yo! Spider-Man? What are you doing here? I was gonna ask you the same thing, pal. This is a gang war. I thought you were supposed to be a hero. And then one of those rings incidentally hits Spider-Man in his back. And Captain Fang is opportunistic. He's about to slice and dice Spider-Man as he raises his sword and gets ready to swing. And that's when Shang-Chi jumps in. No! And he hits him with one of those rings. Oh! Stop. And I like how these rings get down. They kind of surround them with a protective border. It's pretty dope. But then Spider-Man's like, had enough, huh? Good. He's rubbing his head because he almost got knocked the freak out. But then Shang-Chi is like, Lady Yulan? And that's when Fang tells him she escaped while this hero distracted us. And Spider-Man jumps in. Woo, you're really doing this, aren't you? Doing what? Shang-Chi rebuts. The crime family thing. Joining the crime family war? Taking out other crime families? We've been over this before, Spider-Man. The Five Weapons Society is not a crime family. Yeah, okay. I heard your little speech back there. You started off great with the keep Chinatown safe part. But then you kind of tipped into a whole nother thing with that crush you. You phrased it like a warning. But it kind of looked like an invitation. Opportunity and chaos and all that. I've read The Art of War too, you know. Tony Stark was really into it. Gave it to everyone on the Avengers a few Christmases ago. I'm trying to end this war, Shang-Chi. I just love a little reassurance that you're not trying to amp it up. And Shang-Chi thinks to himself while he's looking at his crew. My warriors are listening. Master Ling is listening. But most importantly, Grandma Sang is listening. She runs a cash register at an ice cream joint. Volunteers at the senior center. Yells at anyone who litters on her street. She's all that any of us should be thinking about. And then he tells Spider-Man, you don't have to worry about the 5 Weapons Society Spider-Man. Or me. I am not my father. The only opportunity I'll seize in this chaos is to keep our neighbors safe. We won't go beyond the borders of Chinatown. You know me, Spider-Man. So you should know that above all, my word is my bond. Spider-Man's like, okay, Shang-Chi. My spidey sense is more about detecting immediate danger than lies, but the vibes are good. Then he swings out of there. Good luck, pal. Got a feeling we're both gonna need it. So then Shang-Chi looks back at his captain. Captain Fang, how are the vibes? Captain Fang tells him, you command the 10 rings. If you want to truly help these people, you could end this war in a day and rule this city forever. And that's when Shang-Chi's like, look, man, the Jade Emperor entrusted these rings to me because I believed I had the strength to hold my principles. And I'm not here to rule. I'm here to protect. But what if those principles undermine your strength? Fang chimes in. Fang, I know what troubles you. But I know my father's lessons better than even you. Even if I seek peace, we are at war. And war depends on deception. Fine. I'll deceive my enemies all day long, but I will not lie to our friends, and I will not lie to you, ever. Do you believe me? And Fang's like, Then later on we see Grandma Sang and General Fang and Shang-Chi, all of them in the street with the crew. We see the crew helping out around the streets, and Grandma gives General Fang a big hug. Thank you, Captain Fang. You're not so mean after all, are you? All right, Grandma Sang. And so now, as they, continue to walk around Chinatown, Shang-Chi tells Fang, doing good looks good on you, Fang. And Shang-Chi's back to thinking to himself, I don't expect them to believe in it yet. I just need them to practice. Eventually, they'll start to feel it, I hope. Or maybe that's weakness in me. Excessive concern for my soldiers. Over-attachment to honor. Monstrous selfishness. And just then, his inner monologue is interrupted as he gets shot in the back. Gah! Supreme Commander! Fang jumps up. Captain, there! Everyone, attack formation! We're going in! No, Shang-Chi tells him. I made a promise, Fang. We're not leaving this neighborhood. Just protect the civilians. I've got this. And then we see it's Mr. Negative, and he's got a big-ass cannon and a couple of his crew members with him. You can't defeat me, Mr. Negative. I don't have to defeat you, Shang-Chi. A new friend helped me amplify my dark force energy through this cannon. It will bring out who you really are. And that's when he gets shot with that cannon. So you'll defeat yourself. And then we see, it's kind of a replay of what just happened in Shang-Chi's mind as he goes back to what Fang says. You could end this war in a day. I know that's a horrible flashback echo, but whatever. Y'all know what I mean. And rule this city forever. And now Shang-Chi's crew they're worried about him. Shang-Chi, he's hurt. Oh no. And Shang-Chi tells him, stay back. It's all right. I still command the rings. I just need to focus their power. And now the guys on the cannon's like, what? Shang-Chi fires back on him, breaking the cannon. Destroyed. And Shang-Chi tells Mr. Negative as him and his crew are now running, they hightailing up out of there. Your dark force energy can't corrupt me, Mr. Negative. I know who I am, and I know what I'm here to do. And just then he's hurting, he's feeling those effects. Commander! Captain Fang chimes in as he runs to him. And Shang-Chi thinks to himself, although it may not always look that way, So then we get them back at the crib, and Shang-Chi is in his bed. Captain, yes, Supreme Commander, I've taken too much damage, and I can't wield the 10 rings. His loyal servant now chimes in. Supreme Commander, please, you must rest. Shang-Chi says, our safety depends on you tonight. Basically, he's telling Captain Fang, I'm hurt and I need you to back me up and hold down the fort till I recover. So that's what Fang tells him. I will protect our people. You have my word. Go, Master Ling. You've been working all night. You need to rest too. I'm fine. I'll stay. Then Shang-Chi chimes in. No, Master Ling, it's all right. And just then, Fang turns around. Sorcerers. Now. And Master Ling's like, huh? And then we see it's been a trap all along. Captain Fang had the sorcerers block off Master Ling, and now they're doing some little hex voodoo on the 10 rings. What are you doing? Traitors. No, Master Ling. You and Shang-Chi are the traitors, leading the 5-weapon society to ruin. That's when one of the sorcerers tells Fang, the chamber is sealed, and the 10 rings are sleeping, Captain Fang. They will not wake until your work is done. And that's when Fang goes back over to the bed that Shang-Chi is lying out, and he draws his sword. You brought this on yourself, playing nice with the enemy, endangering yourself, and the entire community you supposedly want to protect. Your time is over, Shang-Chi. I'm sorry to hear that, Fang, Shang-Chi replies while still in the bed. And as Fang goes to slice at Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi flips out of the bed. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I looked at this over and over trying to figure out how the hell does this guy go from a laying down on his back sleeping position to flipping off the bed. This guy's got some sick acrobat skills. I don't know. Comics. Hey. And Shang-Chi tells him, but I'm not surprised. Then he drop kicks him in his face and gives him a punch. He's ready for action. You thought he was hurt, but got your ass. That's when Fang, battered and bruised, is laying on the ground. You were injured, broken. Shang-Chi tells him, was I? You mean I lied? But you swore to me and all your soldiers. All war relies on deception. Your move, Shang-Chi tells him. And that's when Fang gets up out of there. Him and his sorcerers. Sorcerers, let's go. And they vanish. Whoosh. And Shang-Chi goes to get his rings, but he can't. They're frozen. Oh, come on. And that's when Master Ling tells him, they've been frozen. Can you break the charm? Shang-Chi asks. In time. But we don't have time. Every gang will come for you now. And probably the heroes too. And all you'll have is your bad hands. And Shang-Chi's like, fine. It'll be more fun this way. Then he thinks to himself, yes, I know who I am, Father. I know what I'm here to do. And now we'll finally see whose doom that will bring. And that's the end of the issue. Ladies and gentlemen, Shang-Chi is into the fight. And he can't access his 10 rings now, so it's bare hands. We finna see the master of Kung Fu and how he gets down. I guess the definition of deadly hands of Kung Fu. So, ladies and gentlemen, get in those comments. Tell me how y'all like this episode. And, hey, I know my accents and whatnot ain't necessarily the best, but I'm trying to do what I can to keep y'all entertained. So, hey, it is what it is. I digress. But I know y'all gonna probably get at me in those comments, and I welcome it with open arms. But just real quick before I get on up out of here, I just want to thank everybody on this channel. As this year is coming to a close and this is a brand new channel, the reception has been more than I could wish for in this small amount of time. So I definitely appreciate y'all. Obviously, y'all like what I got going on. So I'm going to keep doing what I can to make it better and better and keep bringing y'all these super dope comic stories, man. But yeah, please, if y'all rocking with the boy, do a brother a favor. Drop a like, share, and subscribe to this thing, man, for more icons in the world of comics. I'm out.